Greetings, this is Celestine Star, and this is State of Affairs number 5. Here we are on May the 20th, 2022, and I want to begin this speaking with a song. It's a song, it's my power song, helps me when I feel I'm in the midst of a big storm. There's a lot of chaos going on, so I want to share with you something through words, through music, through sound, through frequency of my voice and my heart. So this is a song that many of you may know, and so I offer this to you with my love. A time for us someday to see when chains are torn by courage born of a love that's free. A time for us someday to see a new world, a world of shining hope for you and me. A time for us someday to see a life worthwhile for you and for me, and with our love through tears and thorns we shall endure as we pass surely through every storm. A time for us, that time is now. It's a new world, a world of shining hope for you and me. Glory in the light of the Radiant One. Glory in the light of the Radiant One. Glory in the light of the Radiant One. Blessed be. And just let that sink in. A new world. We've been asking for this new world for some time. And we've been manifesting it, little bits here and there. Do not stop now. Although we may be in the middle of the storm, our love and our strength will see us through. We will stand strong through it all. And I'm here to speak about strength and freedom. We are one species upon this planet. And if we bring our focus into that, which is where we're moving towards that consciousness that recognizes we are one species. With that focus in mind, we can recognize the group mind and what it is we truly need and what we want to represent in the whole of the cosmos. Just within the Milky Way, what do we want to represent? What do you want to be as a representative of our human race? This unity consciousness will enable us to make the transformational leap to the next level of our being. And it begins with freedom. We need the freedom, and this is my observation, to express what we're here on the planet to do. I spent a lot of time working with people, taking them back to the first time they've come to Earth through their galactic origins. They discover who they are, your divinity, what your contracts, what your purpose. But for many on the planet, this understanding of your purpose and your function has been stifled, unrecognized, suppressed, and oppressed. But we're coming to a turning point. And We need to break the chains that are holding us and binding us. How do we do that? Inwardly. Our freedom is always there, inwardly. Nothing can take that away from you. You are free to think in any way you need. And I'm here to say that I'm calling upon all divinity to come into unity and begin to envision for humanity. For those who can hear my voice, who have eyes to see and ears to hear, it is your internal focus that is one of the keys to our freedom right now, to your freedom and the freedom of your children's children. In your inner mental state and emotional state, come into that place of oneness of who you are. You were birthed into this creation for a purpose. And for many of us, being here in this time is that purpose, to hold steady the higher vision for humanity. So when you go inward into that place of self, recognize that there is a part of you that is divine, or a part of you that is of very high intelligence that can connect to creation. Your mental energy, electromagnetic scalar wave energy that moves off of your body when you think, touches the fabric of creation. The creation, the embodiment of which you are manifested within, is an intelligence. It knows all there is to know of you and all there is to know of your life, past, present, future, simultaneously, because there's no time in actuality. So imagine within your mind your life and how you would want to make it in its full creation and embetterment, make it better. Visioning what you can do for yourself. What is it that you need in your life? And as you envision that the need is already manifested, you've taken the first step. Now envision for the world. I assign each one of you one assignment to envision fresh water, the earth is clean, the farmlands are using natural organic methods, that our leaders are of a higher consciousness than we have been utilizing in the past. For you see, there are 7 billion plus people on the earth, and each one has their vision of what the earth is about. If we can begin to unify our visions, then we get to move forward quickly in manifesting that which is what we need. The electromagnetic field is the group mind. Let us strengthen it. Let us make it so that our intelligence lifts up and elevates and becomes more of who we are. I am envisioning that all children are cared for and loved and appreciated for who they are, why they were born here, their purpose, and are given all they need in order to grow and become the inheritors of this earth. That is my vision. So if each one of us chooses one thing that we can envision every day as being done, as being complete, truth, love, harmony, balance, compassion, it will be joyous. And so we can do that and then watch our visions, our internal visions, manifest. If you look into the living room or wherever you are viewing this, then know that everything that you see, you have manifested. You have manifested everything that you are looking at right now, everything in your life. And others can put their projection on us, You know, we also stir up little batches of, I doubt this will happen, or this is not true. And so that's what manifests more of that. So I'm asking you to just slow, bring it in, and just give it a try. I want to speak into the leadership of the planet right now. There's a lot of smoking mirrors. It's really hard to tell who's on first, who is the president, who isn't the president. We don't even know that. There's really not one person that knows everything that's going on, to tell you the truth. No matter what kind of equipment you have or multidimensional things going on, everything is changing by the second. And there's a lot of things that are surfacing that were hidden before. Lots of things are coming to light. The truth is coming out in all sectors of our humanity. And so the leaders, I want to speak into that as a group mind, we can decide, we can manifest, we can envision that our leaders have a lot more consciousness than they have now. It's not about the greed or the bottom line or how big can I be? Can I be an empire? Can the ruling empire still come forth? Can we still worship the old gods? Am I the lineage of the old gods? Worrying about these things, causing such strife and suffering, when in the present moment we need leadership that can guide humanity towards its higher good. We are magnificent beings. And I call forth those who are awakened to their divinity to step forward and begin envisioning the leaders coming forth. When I think of the Supreme Court, in actuality, they have no idea how you live, what you do, how you strive, how you suffer. You know, some of those on the Supreme Court, I would say, have goodwill in their heart, and they're here for humanity. But the level of their consciousness of knowing the dimensional fields, understanding the manifestation of life on Earth, as well as in the whole of the galaxy, understanding what it's going to take not only for their position, but the whole of America, the whole of the world, and how we're interacted and intertwined. The level of intelligence, I just don't see it. I don't see it in bringing out these propositions of even having to think about a woman doesn't have the right to choose for her own life. I mean, this is very, very antiquated. This is taking us back into the draconian days of, the medieval times. And this kind of consciousness guiding humanity is what I'm talking about. We need awakened beings, and we need it in all levels, government, in our local districts. So the taking people towards a state of opposition, it's almost like we're going to step out of the Supreme Court and we're going to look at all of the electoral things happening. And I often wondered if this was really good to have opposition. We know it's a part of the universal principle, but really when you come into that place of compromise, we've become so polarized. This is my experience. I see in the world a lot of polarization. And I want to say to those who feel that they are superior, unless you can self-create yourself, unless you can produce a human body through your own will and your own being, then you are not superior to one single person on this planet. Till you can breathe life into a being and bring them into this dimensional field, you are not superior to one single being on this planet. Take a breath, and that is a superior consciousness. That which enables you to breathe and live and eat and be present. That is the holy supreme intelligence of this creation here now. What you are, each and every one of us, is a created form and manifested with an intelligence that's incarnate in. Now, those that I see for myself who are doing beneficial good for all, I see those as not superior, but those that are beneficial for our human unified mind. Those who have a tendency to separate, break down, have reverse consciousness where they want to own, destroy, control, all these virtues, which is of not unity, but reverse consciousness. I see that as a distraction and keeping humanity from this leap that we must take into galactichood. It is happening now. So envisioning our leaders as having more conscious awareness, evolve within their own self to where every thought that they do is for the benefit of all. That is a supreme being who we can trust to lead us, to unify, who is understanding what that means to have a unified mind. As long as one child is suffering, hungry, harmed, as long as anyone doesn't have shelter, any human being, as long as we're not helping to elevate this planet to its highest state of existence through our own consciousness, our own activities, then we are not superior on any level. There are no supreme, superior races on this planet. These are distractions that keep us from seeing that we have an ancient, ancient past that goes far back beyond primitive cave in Neanderthal. I'm here to witness, to say I'm a witness of this understanding within myself. I hold the space of the highest for humanity, and I pray for everyone and all of you to understand just how powerful and beautiful you are. This planet is astounding, and we can make it so we gather ourselves into a unified consciousness. I want to tip into the Martian. We heard from a few people who were talking about the people, these cults who are interested, and it feeds into these people that come from Mars. And yes, there are a part of our culture that is on the planet now that in the ancient times they did come from Mars, because I believe these people are connected to Malduk. They blew out their atmosphere. And one of the things that I want to put into that it's not, when we recognize these parts of Earth's history, and I won't say that when they came to Earth, they were giving, I do want to say this. I want to say this on behalf of the High Spiritual Council and the great councils, that we are told that there was life on Mars, and we know this. The scientists know this. There's no problem with that. But the civilization that was there, because they blew out their atmosphere, had to be rescued, and they were brought to Earth. But believe me, there was civilizations on Earth way, way before they came to Earth. So we're not taking away our early history. We're adding to it, and we're uncovering the truth. And that's really what it is. Those people who want to go back to Mars, yes, because they were from Mars. Also, we understand that the Mantalk projects integrated someone sitting in the seat a mile down in the earth and using their brainwave technologies to open up a tunnel, and they went through. In 1985, what was it? Excuse me, not 85, 87 or so, we were giving light group meetings, and I had an underground information communication circles that happened. I think it was like once every 2 weeks or so. And we were given information about what was going on in Mantok and how somebody would open a wormhole and they would go through, and they brought back gold. They brought back all kind of gold. They found, what do we want to call it, structures. And when they went into the structures, there was life in there, and they had died. There was life that had perished during the atmosphere being blown out. But they brought back gold, apparently. So I want to say that there are hidden truths, and there are breadcrumbs that if you want to follow that, okay. So, Mantok experiments on mind control and such was a disaster, ending with an electrical being that came in and destroyed everything. But we know that they moved this mind control, I know, as an experiencer to Edwards Air Force Base. Okay, I'm going to lay that on the table. But I want to come back to why I'm speaking about this is because, yes, there are groupings that remember being from Mars, and they want to honor that. But I want to honor them. I want to say, if that is what they need to do, yes. But the thing is, they don't have to take up all of our money, space, time, and energy, because there's those of us who do not care to go to Mars. We don't have an association with Mars. It isn't our purpose. So what I'm saying in the unified mind of this humanity is, let us take a breath and realize that there are many of us from many different quadrants of reality that have come to Earth, and that needs to be respected. In our history of coming to Earth from Sirius, of coming to Earth from other places, the Pleiades, and the histories of all the galactics that have come here needs to be opened and spoken into. So yes, for those who are speaking about Mars being a cult, I think those are memories that are real, and maybe they really need to get back. Maybe this is what they need to do. But they do not need, according to me, according to my experience, to take over all of humanity and everybody has to go back with them. I mean, I remember the guardian that my mother married, and he would say, I'm a Martian. When we were in New Mexico and we started seeing the ships after they did the atomic bomb testings, the spaceships would come out, and he started being an avid sky watcher, and next thing I know, he's saying, I'm a Martian. All I could say is he was part of the Dragon's Den, and I lived with that mythology, but I didn't accept it for myself. So we can allow others to have their mythology of whatever they need, as long as they are not taking over all of humanity. I think we're going to be in good shape there. I think the object of the game, we've been living under dominant thinking. Some people want to say patriarchal. I want to say dominant reverse thinking. They want everything for themselves, and they want all of us to just go in that direction. But we are actually much more diverse in our expressions and our purpose. And so in that unified mind, we allow all things to be so that we can understand what we have as a melting pot and the benefit of what we can do with this mind and this mind and this purpose and this purpose. So I want to honor all of you on that. We just had this eclipse, so wow. I wonder if you're all feeling that. We've had lots of solar flares. Everything is popping off. We are just expanding and exploding in energy and frequencies. And I just want to say that for me, centering myself in the calmness of the storm, singing my power strong, or having a power song for you to walk with so that you're always in calmness. Bring your energy and bring your mind in, out of the black box, out of the box that we have a tendency to look at all the time. And come into that place and recognize the universe loves you so much, it gives you everything you need and more. What do you need in this moment? Open the channel. Let the energy flow down into the earth. Let the earth take the energy, keep flowing through. It's opening your right side of your brain and your left side to work together. We are morphing. We are actually transmuting and transforming our human genome, and you are at the center. And so if you come into the center of the heart, drop into the heart. What is it that you need? Where are you? And stay in your lane. Something that's happening at the Capitol of DC, something that's happening across the world, even though we love them and those people are suffering, and I send prayers to them, you're right here. You can help them best by centering your life and creating in your lane the most blessed life you could ever have, simply by envisioning. Envisioning right within yourself that those things that are happening in Ukraine and all this confusion, China, Japan, all these nations, power nations, Persia, Iraq, all these power nations, envisioning harmony for all these nations. Letting the past, whatever smoking mirrors, whatever deviancy, whatever reverse consciousness, let that in. Let that not even be a worry as you envision the new. Envision Ukraine is coming into settled. The Kasani Mafia out. The new government in. The new people in. The new leaders who have compassion and love. War no more. No more making money for the bankers through the use of weapons and destroying human life. No more manipulating humanity so that it's all about how much money I can make, to the point that I'll never spend it in my lifetime. I think having too much money is an addiction, and I think it should be brought out as a mental illness, as just as having addiction to alcohol or any of the other drugs and things like that. So I want to take a breath into this and to recognize that we are such a beautiful species. We've incarnated here for purpose, and may your purpose be fulfilled. May you know that you are the manifester of your world. May you manifest the glory of creation all around. May we envision the calmness of our earth, calming down from all this strife and confusion. Yes, we understand that humanity can be cruel, and some of the cruelest, vicious, nastiest stuff is being revealed to us. And let us envision that those leaders who are holding these things in place, even the thought that they're going to cull part of our civilization, let that be dissolved into the earth. Let instead bring the leaders who understand about the balancing, who open the field for the interstellars to come in and assist us. Right now, I want to offer you that because I am connected to the interstellars. The celestial healers are here. You can find some of that on Galactic Earth Council.com. You can go to our YouTube, find out more about the celestial healers. I take a journey to the celestial healing chamber, which has been beneficial for practitioners as well as those that are in need of healing. They are here. And so I call forth and envision an easy transition. And I think through the portal of healing, we can open ourselves to the interstellars. They are such high luminous beings. Shalinar is with us, and her grouping have come to assist us here on Earth. Those that have already been on Earth for many years, if you think that they are just returning, no, they never left. They will be here for many, many years. And I'm talking about not the Anunnaki, not the ones who came from Mars, but those who have been here since the early beginning, the guardians, as you may call them, the watchers, the great councils, the high spiritual council, constantly in contact. They want to be in contact with you. You can envision that the high ones come to help humanity. We need them now. They've been sharing their consciousness with us, the angelics, the celestials, all the different levels of these beings of high intelligence. We need them because humanity cannot do it by itself. We cannot do it on our own, as you can see. So I think I've said all that I have to say right now. Thank you for listening. The time for us is now, the turning point. Be the one, fifth factor, that which transmute and transforms the energies, bringing in the negative, transforming it to positive, bringing polar opposites into the middle ground where it can be compromised and work with. Unify your mind, recognize all the humans at one time, and realize how powerful and amazing we all are. With that thought, what can we do together? And it begins with you envisioning your world. Where do you need to clean it up? Where do you need to polish your mirror? Look at your shadow, get the pain out. It's time. Let it go. We need you to envision. Help us steer the world. Be a part of it. Be the supreme human, not superior. Superior is an old dragon. Supreme human, I call you forth now. Kemoskana ariskana tirta, rumakaru kunamais the tiprasna, yeshinamai ruakarasana, resnehe, glory in the light of the radiant one. Glory in the light of the radiant one. Glory in the light of the radiant one. Blessed be.